Deontay Wilder beats Luis Ortiz in the rematch again by devastating KO, as we were expected. Now, going to this fight, I was just making silly predictions on Twitter. I was like, I think I'm going to see Wilder winning points. Um, but I didn't think Luis Ortiz was going to win it. I thought he obviously going to put up a good fight because he's a better boxer as a whole. And I'm going to get into a couple of topics in the video. But the fight was pretty boring. Like, it's not a fight I'd ever go back and watch because it was very, very low volume. I think the fight ended in the 6th or 7th round. I don't recall which round it was. And I think it was like under 40 punches landed by the pair of them. They both were very, very low volume, didn't do much. But I had Ortiz winning every single round up to stoppage, but the second round. I gave the second round to Wilder. Again, it was low volume, not much was going on. But I'm trying to judge it from my POV, but also think of how a PBC judge might score it. And if I see any swing rounds, I just try to give it to Wilder, just so it can look more even out to a degree. But yeah, Wilder, Ortiz, not. I saw people say he dominated. I wouldn't use the word Ortiz was dominating him. Ortiz was just a lot more active than the body shot. He was countering him, hit Wilder a couple of times straight down the pipeline on the chin. Wilder just ate the punches, and just got back a little bit. I had Ortiz win this. I had Wilder win this fight. There was no. I didn't see him losing. Ortiz is older. Ortiz faced Christian Hammer, Kajanu, and somebody else. And he never looked great. So I was just sort of thinking, why are they gonna beat him? And it's probably gonna be earlier than the last time because the last time went right at the end, 10th round. So yeah, but overall it was a pretty dull fight up to the knockout. And Ortiz landed some pretty good shots. He was countering, and Wilder was very hesitant to fight right hand. Anytime he threw it in the early rounds, Ortiz was just getting under it and countering him under a counter. So Wilder basically time it as per usual. And one thing I will say if I get into how the knockout happened was Wilder needs to be careful. And Wilder said something interesting a while ago. He said, I don't need to be perfect for 36 minutes. I need to be perfect for 2 seconds. And he's 100% right. But if Wilder ever fights Usyk, Parker, and people will go, oh, Parker to Joshua and to White, doesn't matter. If he ever faces a mover, Usyk, Parker, and people like Fury, he's going to struggle a lot. And this is where Wilder kind of needs more boxing ability because against Joseph Parker is very good at moving his head. You throw right, Parker's good at move. Parker's like defense first. Parker is hard to hit. To hit Parker very clean is difficult. Parker's hard to hit clean. And Usyk, watch Usyk in the amateur. People don't got Usyk as small. Watch Usyk in the amateur fight guys 6'7", 6'8". Usyk's fought a lot of tall guys like Wilder before. Usyk is so good at keeping his hands up and twisting you and turning you and throwing you off. For me, if Usyk ever fought Wilder, I have no doubt in my mind that Usyk would beat him just because of Usyk's style. I was even watching Usyk versus, I know Joe Joyce is a way different fighter, but I even watched him versus Joyce a couple of days ago, and while they're both still amateurs, but it was like a pro type of bout, and Usyk literally beat up Joe Joyce. He beat the man up, and Joyce is nowhere near Wilder, but he just beat the man up. Like he literally just landed some decent shots. Maybe I think he might have stunned him a little bit, but for the whole part, Usyk literally beat the man up. He just kept landing, turning him. Joyce couldn't corner him. He couldn't land anything. And so that's the thing about Wilder. I understand he has a trump card, but he has to be able to do more than just throw his right hand. Because if it comes to a fight, like even the Fury fight, in that Fury fight for me, Tyson Fury was weight drained, weak, and and wasn't 100%, and he was able to last the 12th round. I've always said that 9th round drop was very bizarre, but he went down for whatever. It was just a weird drop, like how it happened. It's like a delayed reaction, but it's boxing. In the 12th round, Fury stood right in front of him like he hadn't done for every other round. He stood right in front of him. Like, I don't know if Fury got overconfident the last round or what, but he stood right in front of him and got hit. If that punch never happened, Wilder lost that fight. He lost that fight. Like everyone knows. So Wilder needs to be able to box a bit more and not always think that right hand, because if he comes across a mover, it's going to be issues. Another interesting thing with Wilder is I kind of want to see Wilder fight. I think he beats Kaunaki, obviously, but I like to see him face on like Kaunaki because I like to see him face on even something like a Derek Chisora. Again, I think he beats Chisora and knocks him out, or he will, but I had to see him face a pressure fighter who's going to stay on his chest and make it inside rugged fight. I want to see how Wilder reacts. I've never really seen him fight a rugged fighter who's going to come into his chest. Normally, fighters like to stay at distance, and that gives him space to throw his right. But if he fights a fighter who's an inside fighter and wants to stay in his chest and just make it a close inside fight, again, it's difficult. It's easier than done. But if it's an inside type of fighter, it'd be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, as a whole, Wilder it was like the 8th, I think it was the 7th round. All Wilder had to do was pretty simple. Wilder was on the ropes, he turned off the ropes, was going towards the center. He threw the right, he feinted it. I think he feinted the right twice, like he's gonna throw it twice. Then he threw it the third, straight on the chin. Perfect on the button punch. And Ortiz collapsed and his leg folded behind his back a bit. And if you would have seen, I'm sure if you've seen this, if you would have seen Ortiz's face was just like, what the fuck just hit me? His eyes were just like so wide. Like, what? Like, he acted like he didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. I don't think the camera guy saw it coming because the camera angle, I watched the PBC broadcast, the camera angle I saw was from the back. So I just see a punch and I see Ortiz go down. I'm thinking, what the hell just happened? And for a second, I was thinking, okay, he's probably going to get up. I think back to the last fight, Ortiz got stunned a few times, but he got up each time. This time around, Ortiz was just like, nah. Because it just hit him square on the chin. It was a picture-perfect punch by Wilder, and he wins again. Now I expect him to go and fight Fury. That should be a very interesting fight. Fury is coming off a hard fight. Yes, I know he's got that scar tissue now above his eyes, so it'll be interesting to see if that opens up in the fight. They're talking about fighting in February and make a bit about this later, but I don't think that fight's happening in February. And you're gonna ask me why? It's weird. Wilder's fighting in November. February 22nd is apparently the date. It was probably going to take 3 weeks off camp, then go straight back into camp for a fight in mid-February. It'd be a bit weird. I don't know. I feel like it's a very quick turnover. When they asked Wilder here about the fight with Fury, he said, "Oh, we're gonna fight Fury next. And we see what's gonna happen that Fury fight next." So he didn't sound confident. He wasn't like, "Yep, I'm fighting Fury next." He was saying he spoke like, "We'll see what happens." So I wouldn't be surprised that Fury fight gets pushed back to March, very March or April or something. Just push back slightly, because again, February 22nd seems like a quick turnover for Wilder. But I digress with that. It was a good win for Wilder as expected. It was a decent fight. When Ortiz landed some good punches, and that made me a bit like, whoa. And it was funny. Before I end the video, one thing that was very interesting was right before Ortiz got hurt, it looked like Wilder was hurt. Because Ortiz landed a punch on him. I forgot what the punch. It's probably a left. And it looked like Wilder, maybe a minute before the fight ended, it looked like Wilder was stunned. And one thing I think was Ortiz's bigger downfall was because Ortiz is a superior boxer to Wilder, he got overconfident. He made the same mistake he did in the first fight. He got overconfident. Not in the first fight, but in the first fight in the 5th round, I think it was when he first got dropped. He got overconfident and then became overly aggressive, and that's when he got clipped. In this fight, it's the exact same thing. He got overly confident. If you watch it on the replay, when Wilder punched him and dropped him for the end, Ortiz was looking to throw so badly because Wilder fainted, and as that feint came in, like Ortiz was gonna go throw, then he stopped because Wilder was throwing. Then Wilder fainted again, then he stopped, but right before he stopped, looked like he was gonna go throw again. Then Wilder hit him. He became overly aggressive, and that's what the issue was that fight. It'll be interesting to see how it went on longer, but yeah, Ortiz is just overly aggressive. I wonder what he's going to do next. I don't know if he's going to continue fighting or not. And he's made good money. He's old now. Yeah. Congrats to Deontay Wilder. Bring on the Tyson Fury fight. See how that goes. I'm leaning towards Fury. I don't even know anymore. That scar tissue in Fury's eye is really bad. If that gets opened up, then there's a lot. The one thing about Fury as well, he needs to be more offensive, a bit slightly more when he's fighting, and stop being so defensive. I think that's a bit of an issue, but again, I digress with that. I'm gonna make a video on I'm gonna make another video on this whole unification about Wilder and whoever. It's funny because before, I'm going off topic here, but before I do this real quick, before AJ lost, it's like, no, I'll make a video on this later. It seems like they just want the unification about now because Joshua's lost, and for me, Wilder will starch Ortiz. Ruiz is very slow on his feet. He'll be able to keep at distance. So, yeah, whatever. Yeah, congrats to Wilder. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Kings_A1. I tweet every single day. I watch boxing. I watch a lot of boxing. So yeah, follow me. See you guys later. Peace.